This is Soniera Lynn, and you are now listening to the Anime Assembled podcast with your host, Indy Uchiha and John Forsaken Power.
Hey, what's going on? A-plussers, nerd mixers, anime enthusiasts everywhere. It's your boy, Indy Uchiha, Mr. Nerd Mix Alpha himself. Welcome to Anime Assembled. Now, this isn't a typical episode that we normally have, man, because, look, as you know, we have been reviewing the 1,000-year Blood War, the new Bleach art that has been animated on HULU, and man, we just decided to come together and just do episodes 4, 5, and 6 together. So you know what that means. My co-host, John Forsaken Power, is with me. That review that he did for episode 3 review, bro.
I appreciate it.
I've never seen a 30-minute review for a 20-minute episode.
There was just so much. I felt so. I couldn't talk. I could have kept talking, but I was like, man, I'm already over the episode timeline. I might as well. I just gotta stop now. So I was like, man, I'm rambling now. Let me just wrap this up, dude. It was just so much, bro. And oh my god, dude, today, whoo. Oh,
man, look, these episodes have been, bar none, some of the best stuff I have seen in a long, long time.
I agree. I 1,000% agree with that.
And we now understand why Bleach is considered, you know what I'm saying, one of the original big three.
Mm-hmm.
Naruto
should have been.
Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece did stuff for anime over here that that we haven't seen, you know what I'm saying, in a long time. Like Dragon Ball was the thing, but Dragon Ball wasn't part of that you know what I'm saying, that generation. It was something about Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece, you know, that
did it for everybody.
That just did it for everybody. And I feel like Bleach never got the respect it deserved. Man, yo.
Dude, for out of those three, Bleach was always my number one. I don't know why, it clicked for me. And this arc, it just reaffirms my old love for Bleach as to why it was my number one out of the big three.
Hey, man, same here, yo. Same here. It's just dope as the cats are fighting in the background. I know people gonna get a kick out of that.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, it's kind of like foreshadowing what we finna talk about, because there was some two big cats fighting and they were going in, bro.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, man. We're gonna get there. Don't rush to it. Don't rush to it.
No. Just a little teaser, you know.
Let's talk about episode 4, because to be totally honest with you, 5 and 6 are kind of Ichigo-less. You know what I'm saying? It's less about Ichigo and more what's going on in Sword Society and everything that breaks down.
True.
You did an incredible breakdown of episode 3, Stern Ritter J, everything that's going on there. But bro, episode 4, I call it the trap. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happens with that and what's happening with Ichigo, I've never seen somebody so important, you know what I'm saying, to be stopped in order for a mission to happen. I have a theory. Now, I haven't read the 1,000-year Blood War arc because I was upset that it was the end of Bleach, basically. So when it became animated, I was like, I'm going to watch it animated and then go back, you know what I'm saying, read it later. I want everything to feel new. So I don't know what's going on with them not being able to take Ichigo's Bankai, but I have a theory.
Okay.
And my working theory with it right now is that it has something to do with the hollow in him, like his holification or something that's going on. That's my working theory. I don't know if it's right because they like just straight up can't take it. So it makes me wonder with you got, what is it, 3 captains who are visors, or have you pronounced that?
Yeah, visors.
Yeah, that are visors. Who can holify. and it makes me wonder if their bankais can, because you haven't had the it makes me wonder if their bankais can be taken, and if they're going to be what turns the tide. So
that's fair.
What were your high points on episode 4, and like, what do you think is? I know what's going on.
I know a general idea. I don't. This is actually going to come as a shock. I don't know exactly what's going on because I was in the same position as you. I haven't read the 1,000-Year Blood War arc in the manga. I know bits and pieces, surprisingly enough, because I played Bleach Brave Souls, the gacha mobile game or whatever, and they did a visual novel piece of the 1,000-Year Blood War. So I know bits and pieces. As soon as I realized what I was actually getting into in the game, I actually uninstalled the game because I was so adamant.
Wow.
I was so adamant about not having spoilers because I knew that it was going to happen, that they were going to animate it at some point. And we finally got it. So, now I can go back and play my Bleach Brave Soul game. Besides the point. But yes, at least I know a few things. I don't know everything for this, though. So
how did you feel about episode 4? What were your highlights? What were your takeaways?
You're going to probably hate me for this, but my favorite part was the fact that the dude who we thought was dead in Hueco Mundo, Opie or whatever, with basically his last strength, cuts off Ichigo, the main protagonist, just out of nowhere. This dude's he's getting clapped, hands down, and then all of a sudden is just like, oh yeah, little did you know, you can't break this. And then Ichigo's like, oh my god, I'm powerless, I can't do anything. And it was comical for me in a sense.
Yeah, because Hat Man just and this is what's weird with me is that I feel like they're usually more prepared or more cautious than what they were in this moment, because I think they were so put to the test of what's going on in Soul Society, and they were rushing there to trying to say what's going on, that they didn't pay. They normally pay like extreme attention, you know what I'm saying, to what's happening. And think about how happy the other Soul Reapers and stuff were when they heard Ichigo was coming, man. They were like, yeah, Ichigo's coming. And everybody's like, yes, like this is what's going to turn the tide. They can't take his Bankai. It's on it. And the next, portal closes.
Yo, dude, you know what? Speaking to that point, I actually I have a feeling that there's a theme to this. Because as we've noticed, like each time in each of the episodes up to episode 4, and even in episode 5 and 6 that we're going to get into, there's a theme of hope and fate. Everything gets built up like it's going to be okay, and then right at the last second, snatched away. And then just despair and sorrow settles in replace of it. And, it hurts, but it's such a good, it's basically you get a cliffhanger moment every single step of the way through the series. And it is such a quality moment to put into the show.
Yeah, man. Now that you say that, every episode we've been having, it does feel like that. It feels like, it's finna end now. You know what I'm saying? Like Ichigo's on his way. This should be over, and then boom. Something happens. The one captain getting shot. I don't know what it is with Quincy's and like having random weapons, but the dude with the gun seems like it's unfair.
You never bring a knife to a gunfight, bro. And oh my god, I'm not gonna lie, I laughed. I was straight laughing when that happened, bro.
Bro, I was so disappointed in that, because I'm like, I just want to. It's so many Bankais we haven't seen, right? And I don't know whether it's the editing or whatever. Like they don't want to animate it. You know what I'm saying? Cause they keep us from seeing so many Bankais that we want to see.
They really do. I feel like it's more or less for added dramatic effect, because it's just like, oh, this is going to be a cool thing, so when we actually do show it off maybe on later on, it'll be that much more, because it's like, oh, you could have saw it, but you didn't. You could have saw it this time, but you
But
didn't
you
again.
didn't.
Yeah, and then it's just like, like they're teasing you with it, and it's just like, damn, just let me see you animate this Bankai. I need to see it now. And
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. Like out of everybody's Bankai you haven't seen, right? Who is it you're most looking forward to seeing?
I surprisingly enough, I want to see what's his name? Shisui. Yeah, the dude with the captain with the floral pattern thing, like the what is it? It's like the poncho or whatever over his thing.
Yeah,
with the two swords. We only have seen his Shikai throughout the whole thing. We've seen a lot of other Bankais from the original series, but he's the only one that for my understanding, we've never seen his Bankai yet. And I can't wait.
I don't think we have we?
Because he's pulled off his Shikai, but that's it. We've never seen his Bankai.
It's like we know he's strong, but we never actually seen like how strong he actually is.
And it's always the ones that are goofy, that are the ridiculously OP people, the ones that are just lazy and aloof and stuff like that. And that's him. So you can only imagine, and on top of that, he's one of Yamamoto, old man Yama, the head captain. He's one of his disciples. So if he's a disciple of old man Yama, and we all know old man Yama's strong, how strong is his disciples? It's gonna be ridiculous when he pulls out his Bankai.
The lieutenant that got killed,
dude. Oh my god, yes.
Like his whole jump off is just OP.
I'm not gonna lie, they did him mad dirty, but I feel like it was necessary to show how intense and how grave the situation is. The fact that this man, who's supposed to be who's been the lieutenant to old man Yama, who has never once in 1,000 years or whatever has unleashed his Bankai, all of a sudden he unleashes his Bankai and still gets clapped the way that he does, to fuel the rage and anger of not only us fans, but of old man Yama. Dude, when you don't upset the old man.
No, not just that, bro. Another person that took a L whose Bankai that I want to see more than anything else, man.
I know where this is going.
Kenpachi.
Bro. They're building up for that. There's no way that he went out like a punk like that. He is supposed to be the strongest Soul Reaper alive, technically. That's why he gets the title of Kenpachi, because he's supposed to be the strongest warrior. And
he got that title just off of sheer power. Like,
right.
He can't even use a Shinkai.
Right. So just the fact that it's just his spiritual pressure that is making him that OP, and the fact that he has an eye patch to conceal his overly OP,
overly OP spiritual pressure. So what happens when he powers up?
Right, like he's gonna come back, just like how back in the day they would always get they would get mopped, and they would come back and just be like, oh yeah, I'm ready to do this, and then just mop the floor again with them.
Who you think took the biggest L?
You already know. You already brought it up. That hurts, man. That hurts, man. I was so hyped. When he unleashes I was like, oh my god, dude, Zenbo Zakura coming through.
And gone. You come to find out, he is absolutely nothing without his Shinkai or his Bankai.
He was in an unfair fight, okay? This man was playing tricks on this boy's mind. And then not only that, dude, like, he hit him where it hurts the most. And that's, bro, you didn't have to do our man like that. You didn't have to do him like that.
He did, though.
Yeah, but he went down still standing. Well, granted, the wall might have been holding him up, but he was standing, dang it.
What do you think about him using his Bankai to try to figure out how they're stealing their abilities or why they're stealing their abilities, and Renji multiple times learning that none of these captains and lieutenants, it feels like, can fight without their Bankai. Like they're just totally hapless and helpless without it, except for maybe Rukia, because Rukia doesn't even have. Does Rukia even have access to her Bankai?
Not that we know of. She's used her Shikai, but we don't know if she has access to her Bankai yet. Granted, there has been, the time skip or whatever, or at least from my understanding, that there's been a time skip. But they, we don't know if she has it yet. I agree, but at the same time, I don't agree with that statement because granted, it was a goofy arc or whatever, but when they lost their when they were fighting their own Bankai, they were still able to fight against themselves. Well, granted, they still had their Bankai. Okay, so maybe, you know what? I'll retract that statement. Never mind. Yeah, no, you might be right on that. They might be SOL without it.
Their Bankai wouldn't really try to kill them. You know what I'm saying? They just want to respect.
Right. And at the same time, they were still using it.
And that's not canon.
I know.
That was a filler arc.
I know. I was really reaching for it, but you know what? Again, I retract my statement. Yeah, they are kind of SOL without them. But we still got Kenpachi, and he don't even use a Shikai.
But what happened to him?
Okay. You know what? He took out 3 of them boys and walked up to the head dude like it was nothing.
And hold up, head dude, who we don't know if that was even the head dude.
Yeah. You know what? At this point in time, episode 4 is the real dude. But it was necessary for Byakuya and all of the others to take the risk of using their Bankai and then ultimately losing it, because at some point they would have had to use it, because in order for them to figure out how they're actually stealing it, someone had to be a guinea pig, and they were running out of time, and they all have the faith that Mayuri is going to come out and come in clutch with the reason and with the solution to the problem. Because as he often does and usually does, he comes in, he does his science crap that might not be as ethical or unethical or whatever you may be, but he gets results. He just needs the time, and he needs the test subjects.
Well, he found out that they weren't stealing the Bankai and they were actually stealing them.
Right. And the fact that he was able to figure that out as quickly as he did, so that just goes to so given time, now that it's 3 captains have lost their Bankai.
3 big captains at that.
Right.
No, 4. Because it's Byakuya, old girl with the death touch. The big dog guy.
Yeah. Kamamura and I forgot her name. Squad captain number 2.
Yeah.
And Toshiro.
Toshiro.
Yeah,
Toshiro, who I always felt like his was like
soy phone.
Yeah,
sorry, I just remembered.
Yeah. I always felt like Toshiro had the coolest looking, but like
that's true,
the weakest Bankai ever.
You know what? I feel like, well, you also have to take into consideration he is also the youngest captain ever.
True.
So he has the least amount of experience and time to hone his Bankai. The fact that he already has his Bankai and has reached level of captain is baffling, to say the least. So the fact, given more time and just him training, can you imagine what his Bankai could be? Especially because they even said it himself. His Bankai is one of the few Bankais that can actually mess with the weather.
Yeah.
One of the few, and if that's a rare trait, the fact that he has a special type of Bankai already goes to show that he's gonna have once he gets his back, because obviously they're not gonna have it where he loses it forever. He's gonna get it back at some point because Mayuri's gonna come back. I'm calling it now. They're gonna get their stuff back because Mayuri's gonna come in clutch, and he's gonna come back and he's gonna have like some OP breakthrough, and he's going to town. He's going to town.
Well, the episode 5 was kind of more of the same. It was more of the Stern Ritters applying their dominance, and the Soul Reapers being on the back of their heels, and more of them. It was more just explaining why they were doing what they were going to do. What is his name? Yhwach?
Urahara?
Yeah, him. Looking for some type of answer and what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Which I really feel like, because it's a whole Quincy thing, he's going to play a huge part in something's going to happen. And the fact that he has a relationship with a Soul Reaper and that respect with Ichigo, I feel like that's going to go a long way someplace in the future.
Oh, you're talking about Uryu.
Yeah, Uryu. Yeah.
Okay,
but
okay.
Urara is, I feel like he's going to be the one to come up with the answer or something. Because like...
continue.
Yeah. I feel like, because I really feel like the dude that's in the Soul Side right now, like he's smart, but I feel like he doesn't think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? Like our boy do. Because I feel like it's just something about how he always, think about it. In every arc, he's always had the answer, like the big answer. You know what I'm saying? For a fix on something. Even on the answer on how to seal away Aizen. You know what I'm saying? That all came from him. Speaking of Aizen, totally forgot he was under Squad 1's barracks.
Yeah, and he merged with the Hogyoku in prison and stuff.
Yeah. For probably one of the most OP Shinkais ever. I thought it was the most OP Shinkai in general until we saw something else in episode 6.
That's a good explanation of yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what everybody's here for, man. let's talk about the Captain Commander and him unleashing his Bankai for the first time
in 1,000 years, bro.
We seen the Shinkai. We seen that before, and we always thought that was OP. You know what I'm saying? But bruh, this man Bankai has modes.
Not just one, not just two, not just
3,
four.
North, south, east, west.
I don't even know which one's the most OP.
I do think the weakest one. It's like, to put it in respect to people who don't watch Bleach. Let's say you watch Naruto. He's literally Itachi. Genjutsu. You know what I'm saying? Like master, just OP character to start off with. Defense, offense, it's nothing you could do about it. He can raise the dead of your former allies. He can, what they say, 500 degrees Celsius?
15 million degrees Celsius.
In the tip of his sword.
The power of the sun.
In the tip of his sword. Just touching the ground incinerated anything with the tip of his sword.
He literally has Control-Alt-Delete at the tip of his, literally just like, yep, I don't like that in my world. Boom, gone, dude. Like, what the hell?
He activated his Bankai, and the dude Toshido was fighting, wings just started melting immediately. Like, they basically said if he didn't finish the fight quickly, his Bankai itself was going to destroy the Serengeti.
Yeah, no, not hold on. No, not just the Soul Society and the Serete. It was going to destroy that. It was going to destroy Yhwach. It was going to destroy him. Even him. It was so OP, he couldn't even handle it, bro. And it's his own.
Man, the modes he was flipping through, and then when he went, I think it was when he went north, and the whole plane just changed, and you saw he come. Now you can't even get close to him. If you get close to him, you just burn away,
bro. And even Yhwach, it had to say, yo, like if I didn't have the defensive mechanism activated as he did, that I would have been incinerated. Just goes to show how scary that is.
Bro, with his Shinkai, literally burned the dude that killed his lieutenant to death with a swing of his sword.
Just a swing.
Just a swing. Launched himself. What's Toshido's dad on My Hero?
Endeavor?
Endeavor, looking just like Endeavor, launched himself like Endeavor in the air to land in front of the big boss and obliterate him. He obliterated what he thought was him.
Yeah.
Ended up being Stern Ritter.
Why?
Yourself. That's able to, has the ability to totally copy and mimic anyone. So, and then they had another Stern Ritter, I guess, that hid the big boss away.
No, he was hiding away. He was all incognito, running around doing what he was doing, and that's when we get in to see Aizen.
When he went to go talk to Aizen, and Aizen's like, "Nah, bro, we might have the same plan, but being on the same things. You're only going to use me until, you know what I'm saying, you have no use for me, and I would do the same thing to you." Like Aizen just basically told him, if I get out of here, I'm coming after you.
Bro, I feel like there's more to it. Because you know how Aizen's, he's playing chess on top of chess.
Right.
I have a feeling he already knows, because he already knew the general idea of what was happening above. I have a feeling not only the reason why he said no was just because that they had conflicting, beliefs and how they were going to do ideologies. I think Aizen already knows the outcome of how things are going to go down. And that's why he said no, because he knew darn well who his true problems are. And that's why he's like, I'm going to let y'all fight it out, and I'm going to duke out with the winner. He's going to come back in a big way. There's no way they drop someone as big as Aizen for that 15 seconds to be like, all right, we're going to forget about you again.
363 some episodes, and Aizen just pops back up.
Right. No way, bro. This man is playing chess on top of chess.
What if it takes like Ichigo? What if Ichigo has to team up with Aizen to stop the Stern Ritters?
That would be nutty. That would be nasty. And the fact of the matter is because of how grave that they're depicting the situation, I can believe it. I can see them releasing Aizen in order to help with the problem and putting it off with, if you don't help, everything that you want to do is going to be gone. So you got to get rid of our problem, and then we'll deal with you later.
Bro, and then when we find out the where the real big boss was, he steals the Captain Commander's Bankai. And then the still frame that ends the episode of him being sliced down.
That hurt. That hurt mad. And you know what's even worse? Because of how the show's going, and because of how the way it went down, I think that was it for him. I don't think there's a coming back for that. I think that's going to be the turning point. The biggest, just imagine, everybody's all hyped up like, oh my God, the old man Yama's going to town. We're good. And then they come to find out old man Yama just got struck down and he's gone.
They killed him in 10 minutes.
Right. Dude, the despair storyline that they're pulling with this. They hype it up, the hope and, the faith that everything's going to be all right. And then pull it away right at the last second. This would be the biggest moment to do it, especially with that cliffhanger they left us with.
I need to see Ichigo pull that hollow mask down and break out that cage, man. I need him just to bust out the cage.
Dude, I'm just surprised that he didn't do it sooner. The fact that what baffles me the most is this man's just swinging his sword at the thing. He's plopping off Getsuga Tenshos, but like not even you just like forget you have a hollow mask,
bro.
Like, you just forget you got that
because of the situation you're in.
That's fair. You're not thinking right.
Yeah, the Serengeti is just basically being destroyed. That the plan that the Stern Ritter set out to isolate the main threats. And you see who the main threats were: Aizen, Kenpachi, the captain, and Ichigo. If we can stabilize those threats, nobody else can stop us.
And you know what? That is a really solid plan.
It's working right now, man, and it's got me like, yo, the end of this episode. And the bad part about it was, man, I watched this. I just went and saw Wakanda Forever tonight, the day before, and then I watched this episode, and I'm like, can't watch My Hero now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
dude, My Hero is also going in, dude.
It's nuts, man.
We could talk about that another time.
Yeah. And then the animation in this Bleach episode is like Jujutsu Kaisen level. You know what I'm saying? Of great. It's friggin' Demon Slayer level. You know what I'm saying? Good animation. That fight scene was.
You could tell they pulled out all the stops for that budget.
Yeah, they really did. I really enjoyed this. I watched it on my break at work, man, and I was just in awe. That's when I hit you. When you hit me, I'm like, yo, look, I know I ain't got episode 4 and 5 up, but we might need to talk about all 3. And I think it was because like I was cool with 4 and 5, and then I watched 6, and I was like, I can't even talk about those 2 episodes after watching this. Like I have to talk about it all just because of, man, how good that was. And I'm sorry for the people that's waiting for the dub. Like, bro, just read the don't even read the subtitles. Just watch it.
you don't need nothing but the pictures moving, bro.
That's how clean and how good that animation was, man.
There was one other thing that I really liked what they did in episode 5. I think it was towards the end of episode 5 because back when in episode 2 when they when the lieutenant of squad 1 passed away, Sasakibe, I think his name was, I thought they didn't give him enough. Like granted they gave him like the little funeral procession and everything like that, and it was very somber. It was very good, very touching. But this man, I feel like played a bigger role, even though he was like a very minor sub character, side character, but they should, to who he was to Old Man Yama, I feel like they should have gave him more. And the fact they came back and did him better justice with when they did the recap explaining why the Wandenreich and the Stern Ritters are coming and attacking the Soul Reapers and the Soul Society. When they go back to the past with the flashbacks and they show young Yamamoto and young Sasakibe and him building up, just seeing that, dude, it made his death sting even more. And I know the anime community was, I wouldn't say upset, but it was very controversial, and a lot of people thought they should have did more for him. And coming back, I feel like they did him justice doing that. And with Old Man Yama coming back, when he's going to kill the fake Yhwach, and he's just like, I can finally put you to rest, and it was kudos for that. I appreciate that a lot. And I feel like Sasakibe up there, he respects that too.
Yeah, man. I mean, that did nothing but it showed you the rage in order for the Captain Commander to unleash his Bankai. And it makes you wonder why he didn't do that. Maybe he didn't do it with Aizen because, you know what I'm saying, he knew about Aizen's Shinkai ability. And you know what I'm saying, like his Bankai ability, and that Ichigo was the only one who hadn't seen it. Maybe that was part of, you know what I'm saying, that storyline. That's why he couldn't use it against Aizen.
I also feel like there was another so there's also the difference in fight. So when they were fighting Aizen, they were in Karakura Town. They were on Earth. They were in the world of the living. Whereas here they're in the Soul Society. This is their home turf. This is his house. They've already evacuated all of the souls that are living in the Serete and everything like that. it is literally just the town. We could rebuild the town, but in Karakuta Town, you know, even though if I remember correctly, it was a fake Karakuta Town, but it was still, they were in the world of the living with the insanity that his Bankai is, regardless that it was a fake Karakuta Town. If he would have unleashed that in the world of the living, we wouldn't have climate change to worry about. The earth would just be burnt to a crisp, you know. Whereas, at least in the Soul Society, you know, they could rebuild that. You know, that's like its own little space.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Great episode so far, and it's been a long time since I waited. You know what I'm saying, week to week for a show. Like I can't wait till next Monday,
bro. I'm upset that it's not next Monday already.
Right. Like I don't even want the weekend to get here. Bring my Monday back. You know what I'm saying? When I go to work, I know I got something to come home to.
Dude, for real, dude. I have never been more excited about going to work on a Monday than to be like, I can watch Bleach during my lunch, or I can watch Bleach when I get back to my house.
Facts.
Dude.
Facts.
It's so good.
Can't wait. Well, my man, man, we went 36 minutes on a review. Hey, well, you know, hey, if you ever watch Bleach, it's on Hulu, man. If you got a Disney Plus package subscription, you know, with the ads or without the ads, Bleach 1000-Year Blood War, the dubbed and subbed is up there on Hulu. And they didn't edit anything. It's bloody fun. Tell them where to find you at, Forsaken.
You can always find me over at on Instagram at Anime Assembled. I've been trying to do posts. I've been doing a lot of block posts where I do like 5 or so in one day, and then that's for the week. But I've also been kind of switching it up. If I find like something that I really want to talk about, I do daily posts. I'm trying my best to be pretty consistent with getting posts up there. So definitely head over to Anime Assembled. You'll find some good things. I think you'll find some good things there.
Yeah, the community over there has been growing real good, man. Appreciate the hard work and stuff to put into that. Glad to have you on the team. You can find, first and foremost, make sure that you subscribe right here to A+ Hero Report on YouTube. If we have 50 subscribers by the next Hero Report on Sunday, I am getting the A+ logo tatted on my hand. 50 new subscribers by next Sunday. So you guys, I don't think we got a couple. Y'all got a long way to go. I'll get that mug right here. You know what I'm saying? You can follow us, like he said, at Anime Assembled on Instagram. Follow us at A+ Opinions, at A+ Hero Report, everywhere else. You can follow me personally at Nerd Mix Alpha everywhere. Go stream my music. Just search Indie Uchiha. And until next time, as always, keep it A+. This has been a Nerd Mix and Anime Assemble. We holla at you guys later.
Deuces, y'all.